सबैजनालाई मेरो नाम चाहिँ शाश्वत थापा। आज मेरो वक्तृत्व कलाको शीर्षक रहनेछ Death of Libraries, the Rise of Technology. I'll be starting my speech in 3, 2, 1. Bad libraries build collections, good libraries build connections, but great libraries, they build communities. A quote by R. David Langs. Good afternoon, everyone. It's been a long wait, but today I have stood amongst you all not to deliver a speech, but to celebrate a specific moment, to celebrate an occasion, to celebrate a death, the death of libraries. Now, when we think of the word libraries, we think of libraries as just a collection of books. But libraries, they're so much more than just the collection of books. Libraries are the bastions of knowledge, wisdom, creativity, and innovation and education. You see, libraries were the single source of education and information of our ancestors thousands of years ago. Libraries have been serving as the sole institutions to provide education to our ancestors decades ago. But recently, when we take a look around us, we realize one thing. We realize that slowly, libraries are becoming less and less common. Why is that the case? This is because of the advent of digital technology. The advent of digital technology has made it so that information is now very easy to process and receive. I, with a single click of a button, can now access all of the information of the world through just my smartphone. This has resulted in the death of libraries. Now you may be wondering, what exactly are the harms of this then? I mean, I'm getting all of the information that I require from my smartphone. You see, the problem with this is that we view libraries as just some building. But libraries are so much more than just infrastructures. You see, libraries, they're not just empty buildings or buildings full of books. Libraries are the repositories of our ancestors' knowledge, creativity, wisdom, and all of their experiences and traditions in a singular place. They're places full and rich of history and culture. So libraries becoming less and less common, the death of libraries is exactly that much more saddening. Now, let me tell you all a statistic to prove that what I'm saying is actually true, and it's not just me yapping. So, a study by Southwestern University concluded that with high exposure to digital media among high school students, this resulted in these students having a lesser cognitive ability, meaning that they had lesser ability to think logically, creative, and express creative thoughts. This also resulted in them having less amount of focus dedicated to a singular task, such as reading. This has resulted in the lessening of the reading culture in our current generation. Another study by the National Museum and Library Survey concluded that an average American in 2009 visited a library 5.4 times a year. But just a decade later in 2019, that number dropped to 3.4, a 28% decline. Is this really the future that we're trying to paint and project to our children? You see, libraries are very essential for the development of a child. Let me tell you all a personal story. When I was a child, I loved going to the library with my parents. I would browse through the various shelves of books that are written. I would usually go through the fiction section, and oftentimes I would pick out a book that I liked. Sometimes the librarian would recommend me some amazing books. I used to sit down in a corner and spend my entire day reading. I used to interact with other kids my age in the libraries who shared the same passion for the things that I read, who shared the same passion for libraries and reading. I truly felt belonged. I truly felt at home, and I truly felt loved at the library. But as I grew up, I realized I started going to the library less and less. Why was that the case? I thought, I've got everything that I need in my smartphone right here. Why would I need the library? I don't need the library. Or so I thought. But as time passed, I realized I really do miss the library. I miss the smell of pages. I miss the sounds of pages turning, the sights of people learning. I miss interacting with the librarian. I miss interacting with other fellow patrons. I miss the library, and I realized I need the library because it molded me into the person that I am today. Now, I won't tell you that digital technology is bad or digital technology is good. I'm not here to provide you an objective opinion on it. But what I will tell you is that you have the power in your hand. The death of libraries is not an irreversible option or an irreversible future. It can be changed, and you have the power in your hand. It is a choice, and every single choice comes with a consequence. So I would like to request you all to make the right choice and save the libraries from dying. Thank you.